Humanity, I love you. I love you all. I want you to know that. I love you with all my heart, forever, for eternity. We all one. We're here to love one another, to create, to be one with all. And this is why I'm doing this video today about some of my thoughts, some of my writings. And this has to do with 10x love scales in society and what that represents. Because so far, I have been talking with you about love from the source point, the individual, self, and where it comes from, our instinct, our DNA, our genome, our nature, to love, to live, to create, because that's who we are. It's just the way it is. But we're not alone. This is a big planet. Our republic, planet Earth, the Republic of planet Earth, is a large republic with billions and billions and billions of citizens. The citizenry grows every day. The numbers are large, and it would always grow to eternity because we're going to be here forever. And this is something that you, my fellow humans, humanity, all humans out there must understand. The Republic has been founded for the rest of eternity because this is our time. Humanity has graduated into a light being, meaning we're an infinite race of love. We're a benevolent species. That's who we are. It is in our nature to love. And the reason that's the case is because of our heartbeat. What's the meaning of that? Well, why are we alive? Because we have a heartbeat. And what's a heartbeat? Is electromagnetism, is a current, is electricity. Our heart, as it beats, it resonates, and that resonance generates a force, a field around us, a force field, electromagnetic force field. This field is what we call electricity, electromagnetism. We all energy, all of us are energy in the biological representation of it. We're chemistry. This is who we are, what we do. That's just the way it is. And it would always be like this. This is just the way it is. So you need to understand why we are electricity in the first place. Why is it that we have a heartbeat? Why is it that we have an electromagnetic field? Why is it that we are energy? The reason why we're energy in the first place is because we are part of the infinity. We are part of eternity. We're part of creation. We're part of existence. And existence is infinite. It has no end. It's forever. We're part of it, all of us, here, humans, on Earth. We're all part of eternity. We're all part of it. So, the way energy manifests is in an infinite manner. Because of the infinite nature of creation, everything has a pattern, an organizing agent behind infinity. Because we are infinite, it's our nature. Everything is infinite. So we are part of infinity, thus that makes us infinite. So having this idea in mind, then you can understand the role of infinite energy and electricity. So if you think about it, the reason why we live on Earth and there are conditions for us to exist in the first place on Earth is because there is a solar system, because there is a bigger system around us that creates the conditions required for life to exist in the first place here on Earth. And the fundamental part behind this ecosystem of creation, that's the sun. our sun. So the sun, what's the sun? If you think about it fundamentally, the sun is energy, is this electrical field, this is electromagnetic force that radiates energy to the cosmos, to existence, to infinity, to creation, across all of it all. And does that with rays, energy, flares, highly potent energy beams that are essentially originated from the sun. And because of that energy of creation, which is the sun, this energy of creation, remember that infinity is creation, and infinity created the conditions for the sun to exist, which is energy, and it generates this energy that creates life, which is us here on planet Earth. Without the sun and the rays coming from the sun, the solar flares and the solar activity, there wouldn't be an atmosphere around Earth in the first place, because there wouldn't be gravity, the electromagnetism required to create a biosphere through the atmosphere that we have here on Earth. So the conditions are set for biology to kick in and develop into what we are today, the human race, the human species, us sentient beings, capable of loving, capable of self-awareness, capable of creating. So the way this mechanism was created in the first place was through electricity, through energy, through electromagnetism, because the sun itself has its own force field, just like our heart. The sun itself has a force field, has an electromagnetic field that is generated through its own internal processes that we call fusion. It's the core of the sun, and the hydrogens and all these chemical reactions happening at a molecular structural level inside the sun. These atoms, these elements these particles are hitting each other at very fast rates, very fast cycles. The click is very fast, it's light speed level, because its energy is light. So when they fuse, that generates the conditions for that magnetic field to come in the first place, which is our solar magnetic field that emanates across the entirety of our solar system and beyond. So because of that electric magnetic field in the first place, the conditions were set to create life around existence here in our solar system. So each planet has its own gravitational pull and gravitational force, because all planets have a core and a magnetic field given its own nature of motion and spin, transition and rotation throughout our solar system due to gravity and other physics that enables that. So because of this very nature, this ability for electricity and electromagnetism to be infinite in energy terms, because of the infinity of our creation, which created the sun in the first place. So the sun generates the conditions for planets to have their own magnetic fields due to the rays hitting them and creating these atmospheres around them, ionospheres and all these ecosystems, biospheres that generate the conditions for life as we know them here on Earth. So Earth has its own electromagnetic field, its own force field that created the conditions for life to exist. So you see the scales there. Infinity, our sun, its electromagnetic field, our planet, its electromagnetic field, and ourselves as the human inhabitant on Earth, biologically speaking, because of our infinite biology, our DNA, our genetic code, our structure, our genome, our makeup, what makes us who we are, that created the conditions for us, just like the Earth and the sun and infinity itself, to have our own magnetic field. Because we're energy, we're just biological energy, we're chemical, we're chemistry, we manifest it in the flesh. That's the way we operate at a level at a different scale, a biological scale of energy, just like the biological, geological scale of Earth and the electrical scale of the sun with their force fields around them. We also have our own, which is biological. And what generates that field? Well, that is the heart, the human heart. The human heart, the heartbeat, generates the electromagnetic field, the force field around us as humans. That's just the way it is. So, and it's beautiful because if you think about it, we're infinite energy, given that there are scales to it, from infinity to the sun, from the sun to earth, and it scales, and then to the human and the scales of infinity. But we all one, we all energy in the end, we all part of infinity. So if you think about it from that scale, then you understand what it means to be human. So what it means to be human is to be alive and to create. Why? Because energy itself, we created the planet, created us. So now we can also create through our energy, which is our actions, what we put into motion with our thoughts and our deeds, and what we do with our purpose and our identity and our true self. Why? Because we're electrical, because we have a heartbeat, we're biological. There is circuitry in our brain that moves. Our brains are electrical, just like our heartbeat. And we have the nervous system, which is electrical. It's called nervous for a reason, because there is nerves and there is electricity moving across our nerves. So it's just all connected, and we are alive, we're sentient, we're self-aware. So we understand the context of everything at a fundamental level now here on Earth in 2024. By the time I'm writing this, making this video. So if you understand this idea, then you understand this notion that the heartbeat that creates life, because without a heartbeat we wouldn't exist. You see, if our hearts stop beating, then there's no life. So that means that what's the heartbeat is electrical. So it's electricity, is energy that is creating life. So life is created by electricity, energy. So energy creates life, which is the heartbeat. And what's life? Us, humanity. And how do we experience that life? Because of the heartbeat. And because of the heartbeat, we feel, because we have hearts, we have emotions. So if you understand that idea, which is a very simple idea once you break it down into the scales, then you understand that our nature is not only energy and electromagnetic, we are energy and we're part of infinity. That makes us infinite at this scale of existence, which is biological. But at the same time, we are loving, because we love through our hearts. So our instinct to exist is to love, because our heartbeat says so, because we love with our hearts. We feel with our hearts. So, and because of that, then you start to understand who we actually are and our instincts and our nature. Because if the first thing that we do as a sentient being is to have a heart that beats so we can be alive, then that is obvious that if it's our first instinct to survive, to live, to experience existence is to have a heartbeat and generate an electric magnetic field around us, then that means that we're not only a biological electrical being expressed through chemistry and biology, but that we are emotion and feeling, and our feelings and emotions are electrical, just like our thoughts. So understand this, because this is who we are. We are electrical. We're electrical beings. We're energy. That's who we are. We are energy manifested in the flesh, incarnated as humans here on earth. Our thoughts are energy. Our heartbeat is energy. But our thoughts and emotions, they're all energy because they're all connected. It's all part of the same infinity. It's all part of the same mechanism of reality, of creation, of eternity. So we're energy, we're a heartbeat, we're emotion, we're feelings. So what's that feeling that we have with our heart? Love. So we love. And the nature of love is electrical. because we are energy. So once you start to understand these axioms of infinity and infinite energy and infinite love, then you start to understand who we are and what the heart does to us as humans. Because we're alive and we can take action because of our free will, then you know that when you put love behind your actions and your deeds, then you are essentially manifesting infinity through your actions, through your deeds. So your electrical motions happening in the brain with your thoughts, they move throughout your body to make you take action. That's electrical. And if you put energy, heart energy in it, love behind your actions, then the impact is much more powerful because it's the impact of creation itself, of life itself, because love is life. Because of the heartbeat. We require a heartbeat to live. So our heart, which is emotional, requires us to love as a result of its own process of existence. So we love as an instinct, you see. That's why we are, biologically speaking, without a doubt, a benevolent race. We love. That's what we do. That's who we are. We love. That's our nature. Our instinct is to love because our instinct is to have a heartbeat so we can be electrical and exist. So we are electrical energy. We are love. We're infinite energy, infinite love, infinite electricity going through our bodies, chemically speaking. So we can actually take action with our deeds. Daily action. And that comes from our thoughts, our imagination, which is electrical circuitry going through our brain, synapses, and all these different synapses going through the brain. Circuitry, neuroplasticity, all that comes together in the form of action through our free will. So if you understand this, then you understand that when you put the energy of love behind your actions, then your actions are infinite. And if your actions are infinite, that means the impact is forever. So if you, for example, write a book like myself and you put all your love energy behind it, which is infinite in nature, the outcome will be a loving outcome because you're putting a lot of good energy into your creation. And that resonates with everybody because we all have an instinct to love because it is our nature. So we all identify love as a feeling, as an emotion in the flesh, through our brains and our thoughts and our feelings, our consciousness, our self-awareness. But in reality, what that is an electrical current that is interpreted chemically in the body as love through neurotransmitters and hormones. But in reality, what it is just electricity, chemical, electrical, electricity, electromagnetism because of the heartbeat and the neuroplasticity and the circuitry in our nervous system and the way the brain works and all the different components that make us who we are, to be alive, to have a soul, to be here, to be conscious. So if you understand that we feel something that is electrical, which is an emotion in the first place, fundamentally speaking, so because of that, then our love is communicated through our actions and our deeds, and people resonate with those actions in the way they react to our work, to our deeds. So, for example, a book well written is well read. So people would enjoy a read because it's amazing, it's love, it's passionate, they resonate with it. Why? Because it's meaningful, it's powerful. Why? Because there is love in it and you can feel it, you can see the real part of it, you can see it because we're human and you resonate with it. So that's why the power of love is so important, because it's just the way we communicate. So love is this fundamental energy, this fundamental thing that enables us, that fuels us, so we can take action every day, have a purpose through an identity and true self, because self-love is that mechanism of loving ourselves, the true self, so we can actually have an identity and have a purpose, know why we exist, know who we are, and we align that with our time and energy every day so we can take action. And those actions eventually turn into results, our destinations. And that's just the way this mechanism works. But we're not alone in society. You see, we're not isolated into one single individual, one single being. We all together doing this. So because we all doing this together, what is the meaning of that? Well, the meaning of that is that everyone has the same abilities as we do individually at their own level, at their own scales of consciousness and of self-awareness, depending on how much they love themselves. Because if you love yourself, then you will be able to love others. That's just the way this mechanism works. It starts with you. Once you understand that, then you connect, and then others connect, and then you have this infinite resonance that we call society and love and earth and the human species. So, having said this is the introduction. I just wanted to say this so you understand what 10x love scales is, because you understand the scales of love, because it's energy and it's infinite in its nature. So once you understand these concepts and you put them into motion, then you understand the true self. And the true self is nothing else but driven by love. And because we're driven by love, we take action. And when we take action, we get results. So that's just how it is. Action leads to results. Particularly if you take action every day, you will get results faster, because you're materializing, you're manifesting your actions constantly through your free will every day, so your results will be more often and bigger. So that's the scale of the true self, the individual. So because of that, at the individual level, we get to purpose, we have a purpose. And that's very high impact, because it is on our purpose, it's in our control. And because it's our purpose and it is in our control, our actions have a high impact, because it's our results, personal. I eat healthy, so I am healthy. I sleep 8 hours a day, so I have energy levels that are good enough for me to go about my day purposefully, etc. and so on. That's just an example, but you can apply that and you would understand, because you're intelligent and you can understand what I mean by this. So then, of course, because we're driven by love, given our instinct, we are then on a purpose level, individually, at the individual level, fueled by love. Because if we're driven by love, then it fuels us. And when we get results, then those results are self-reinforcing. They reinforce this notion that as long as we keep on taking action and we keep on putting love out there through our deeds, then the results will be better, and that will fuel us to continue forward forever, as long as we exist, because we are infinite. So we gotta keep going. That's just who we are. So then that obviously comes in the way of goals, aspirations, dreams. That's just it, wishes. That's just what it is. A purpose, is a dream. It's an aspiration. It's a goal that we have. And through action, we get the results. Those dreams come true. Those goals are achieved. Those aspirations are manifested. They are accomplished. They're realized because of our actions. Because we're driven by love. We put the love and the energy behind our actions. So it happens for us. It's just the way it is. And it would always be like this, because we're humans and we have a heartbeat. It's in our nature to love. So then that is the individual level. That's the scale. Now I want to take you to a higher scale, because we're all part of society, the world, which is the group level, team level, right? So our actions, daily action, purposeful daily action, have results at all scales, depending on the quality of the work and how much emphasis you put on it, for how long. The capacity to dream and sustain your dreams over time, to manifest them. So obviously, our impact, it won't be as high impact as our individual level, but at a group team level, the impact is moderate, is pretty decent. As long as we are persistent and we have grit and we keep going with discipline, we're gonna get there and we're gonna get results. And this is what we call shared purpose. It's our shared purpose with a group. A group have a shared purpose. Say, for example, if you're part of a sport association or anything of that nature, say you play baseball, so you meet with your friends and you play together, or with a group or a team. So that is a shared purpose. You're sharing that purpose, which is to play baseball. And then you can apply that to all contexts, all different type of activities in which there is a shared purpose. And that is obviously united by love, because you love that. You love baseball. You love the sport. You love playing with your mates. You love the feeling that you get when you are out there in the field playing ball. So it's driven by love. It drives you to do it. So you keep on doing it, and your impact is moderate because you're not doing it on your own. You're collectively doing it. You're part of a bigger whole. So that's just the way it is. And obviously, these are things like family, for example. These are things like friends, social circles, communities, organizations. That's the scale that we're talking about at this level, the group, the team level. So it is a beautiful thing, and we all take part of it, because it doesn't matter who you are and where you at and at the scale at which you operate, you are part of this. You have shared purposes, whether you're aware of it or not, but that's just the case. That's just the way it is. So that is a beautiful thing, and it's important for us to understand that, which takes us to this beautiful level, this scale, which is the societal, the global level, in which we all operate in a way. We all interconnected, particularly in this time where we all connected through different ways and methods. The world is literally interconnected. So because society is a global society, we have this level of society at a global scale in which we interact with, and we also have a purpose there, and that's what we call the common purpose. We have a common purpose with society at large, and we represent that in ways such as industries, systems, cities, countries, the world. So there is a common purpose at that scale of existence, in which love is fundamental, because these are love scales at which love penetrates and resonates, because everything is love, everything is creation. So we are guided by love, because the systems are guided by us, our common purpose, our actions, our results together. And because this is such a large scale, at which we operate, right? When everyone is in it, the whole world, the whole country, or many countries, many cities, or a city, or the systems, or a system, or industries, or an industry, which is large, many groups, many teams, right? Many societies, many individuals. So at this level, your impact is limited, but it doesn't mean that you don't have an impact. You have an impact, and if your quality is high when it comes to your work, and the love that you put behind your things, the effort is high, then the results will be felt and the impact will be considerable, as long as you do what it takes, which is daily action and purposeful daily action through your loving nature, the love that you put behind your work, your actions. So as you can see, this is a very powerful way to understand who we are from a scale point of view when it comes to love and the impact of 10x love. Because if you add all this up, then you can start to see how this all connects. Starts with you, and then it moves to 10 people, which is the group and the team, and then that expands to 100, which is society or so, or bigger teams or bigger groups, and then it scales to 20, to 1,000, blah, blah, blah. Then you get to this infinite scale. which is everyone, everything. So it applies. So as long as your work is good, then the results will be there. And remember, so the individual, the true self, is driven by love. True self, true love, self-love results because of our actions. Then that's the individual level. Then we have the group team level that's fueled by love. This is a shared purpose. Hey, no, I made a mistake. I apologize. I meant we're fueled by our purpose, high impact as an individual, our dreams, our goals, our aspirations. So this is the scale, our purpose, individual purpose. We're fueled by it, we're fueled by our purpose, by our actions, high impact, high results. We see them, they're concrete. So that's just the way it is. Then we move into the higher scale, which is the shared purpose, larger groups, not only the individual. And that shared purpose has to do with this idea of being united by love. We all fueled by love. And that's why we have a shared purpose. But as we come together, that union makes it even more impactful, more powerful. And the results are higher and more tangible. And that's why so many people actually see it. The impact is larger and it's tangible and it's more obvious. For example, if you're a musician, you write a song and you sing it. That's you, that's your purpose. You created it. You were driven by love, right? Driven by your passion. You were driven by your art, by your craft to write the song and sing it. And then that purpose, the song that you wrote, it fuels you because you listen to it and it makes you feel good. You play the music and it makes you feel good. You sing it and the words, they come, and they make you feel great. So you're fueled by it. And at the same time, when that same song, which is a high impact in your life because of the results that it has, when it applies to group and teams level, then it unites people. Because a song unites people, people come together. They go to a concert, they go to a venue to listen to someone sing. Because of that, because the unity they have, they're driven, they fueled by that love, that creation that resonates with them at a fundamental level because of all the meaning, because of the love, the power, the labor behind those actions. And they united by love. And they come together in that symphony, that concert, and they have a great time together. And that's just an example. You can apply that across the board. But that's just a way to think about it. And then, of course, at a global level, a song can become an anthem worldwide, right? Could become this message that it symbolizes movements, symbolizes peoples, symbolizes ideas. For example, Bob Marley, One Love. That song is resonating worldwide, right? Because it's guided by love, his love when he wrote it. Then, driven by it, fueled it, united people, and then he guided people, he guided society towards outcomes. So it's a way you can think about it just as an example, and that's just an example of the infinite number of examples out there that you can come up, that it was a single human that had a purpose through their true self, and that became a shared purpose, and then that actually turns into a common purpose worldwide. And that's just how it works. And that's the scale, because in the end, love is so powerful that if you are doing the right thing and the energy is the right energy and the work is the right work and it resonates with people, then it will be felt across society and it would forever change society and the world. And this is essentially what the Republic is. If you think about it at a fundamental level, Earth Republic, us as the citizenry, humanity, we have founded the Republic for that very reason, because we are guided by love, we're united by love, we're fueled by love, we're driven by love. And the best way to institutionalize love is to form and found a republic in which we all come together and enjoy our infinite freedoms because we're free, sovereign, and independent. So that is the scale of impact. At a global level, all humans being part of this nation, the human nation, Earth Republic, our Constitution, which we all part of. So that is essentially what I mean by this, the scales of an idea of action, where it takes you. So love is infinite, and you can see now why. Because that idea will never die, because it's infinite, it's forever, it's eternal. Because it's powerful. And as long as there are humans, the idea will live, because we love and we resonate with love, because it's our instinct, it's our nature. So I love you, everyone, very much. I want you to know that I love you infinitely with all my heart. Every day I think of you and I'm sending you love. I love you. I love you. I love you.